Immediately, this is not my usual upload, but when I saw this, I knew what I had to do. As most of you have seen, I own guinea pigs. They're pretty docile creatures that don't really do much except eat or sleep. But in such a wild, unpredictable thing called nature, anomalies occur. Albino gorillas, two-headed cows, clear frogs, anything is possible. And one such anomaly happened in this forgotten case that was buried in the sands of time. February 13th, 2015, Wyoming. Recently divorced Bella Cummings and her two children, Owen and Ann, were searching for new pets. Their dog Goober had recently passed away due to cancer in the liver. Bella needed to cheer up her children. The family entered the local PetSmart in search of the newest member of the household. Bella decided against another dog or cat as it would be too soon. Snakes, too scary, fish, too small, spiders were a most definite no. So the kids ran to a certain cage. Inside were 4 little guinea pigs huddled in one small house. The kids immediately grew a liking to them, and Bella decided that they would be added to the Cummings household. A cashier rang them up, and the family happily left with the new critters. After buying a cage and the necessary food, the new family seemed to be ready for a happily ever after. All 4 guinea pigs were purchased to not break up the group. Each kid had 2, naming them Maltzer, Jumanji, Moonstone, and Greg. With the new pets being lovingly added to the family, this was seemingly a new happy chapter in the Cummings household. The family enjoyed their new piggies. The children were happy to have something to keep their minds off of long-lost Goober, and it kept their spirits up. Until March 2nd. Maltzer and Moonstone had apparently gotten into a scuffle, and Moonstone was injured. Bella had called the local veterinarian's office to schedule an appointment. The following dialogue is a recording recovered by Wyoming police. Some personal and miscellaneous details have been excluded.
Where's veterinarian office? How can we help you?
Hello, my name is Bella Cummings, vet office. I'd like to schedule an appointment for March 2nd.
4 p.m. or 6 p.m. The office is a bit full at the moment.
The 4 p.m. is fine.
What animal? Breed? Age? What is wrong, if anything?
A guinea pig, about 4 months. It fought with its brother, and I think she's hurt.
I see. Is it an emergency? Does the animal need immediate assistance?
I don't think so. I've separated the pigs, so no more fighting.
At the veterinarian office, Bella walked in with Moonstone and set her up with a vet. In the official report, Moonstone is said to have suffered from a minor bite mark, minor blood loss, but overall she would recover. But Maltzer wouldn't move on from this. The guinea pig would never be the same again. He now had a taste for blood, and he wouldn't forget it. For the next 4 weeks, he would do nothing but bite and hurt his siblings. It got so bad that the kids had to separate him from everyone else. On April 5th, Bella had enough and called for another appointment.
Where's veterinarian office? How can we help you?
Hello, this is Bella Cummings, vet office. I need an appointment soon. We have a problem with our guinea pig.
Hi, is it an emergency with the animal?
Yes, he's biting and fighting his sisters.
Okay, well, we can get a vet as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there soon.
Back at the office, Bella was in more of a rush than last time. The guinea pig was admitted immediately and was even more aggressive than said on the phone. The pig wouldn't stop biting the veterinarian's hand. Maltzer was eventually sedated so a proper examination could be done. In the official vet report, nothing physical is reported to cause Maltzer's condition. No type of virus or infection could have caused this, no sort of tapeworms, nothing like that. The mental aspect was clear. Maltzer thought he was too good for hay and decided to go for meat. The vet recommended giving up the pet for the safety of the other pigs, but Bella declined as she didn't want to lose another pet. Her children would be devastated, so against the doc's wishes, she kept Maltzer. He was still separated from the other pigs and was given his own share of food. He kept clawing his way towards his siblings, and half the time he would ignore this food. The family grew worried for the pig and in desperation decided to give him little bits of meat to fulfill his hunger. It worked for a while, but it was disturbing to see a small rodent going crazy on a small chunk of flesh, while the other pigs ate hay and lettuce. Things seemed okay for now, but something had to occur. Bella had an older brother that had been struggling with a lung disease for a while, and unfortunately on April 18th, 2015, he passed away. Distraught, Bella and her children traveled across state lines to Oregon where the rest of her family lived. The guinea pigs were entrusted with a family friend, a man named Maurice. His family had asked to keep him anonymous in this case, so only his voice and name are known. He had owned his fair share of guinea pigs throughout his life, so he felt pretty confident about caring for these piggies. Bella had warned him about Malter, but Maurice mostly took it as a joke, seeing as how whenever he saw Malter, he was pretty docile. In fact, this was the calmest he had been since his initial diagnosis. There were only 2 recorded calls between the friends, as Bella's trip was a short one. Here is the first call.
Bella, hi. I called to let you know that the pigs had run out of hay, so I went to buy some.
Oh, how nice of you, but you did check under their cage, right? They had food there.
They had pellets and a sack of weird meat.
You did feed Malter the meat, right?
Belle.
He gets angry when you don't.
Belle, he's fine. I think he got angry because you fed him meat. He is pretty calm now.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, just if he does make sure that you feed him that meat.
Alright, I get you. Bye, Belle. Enjoy your trip.
Bye, Maurice.
It seems like Malter was cured of his weird hunger for flesh. Although how was undetermined, Malter seemed to have made a full recovery. Maurice even allowed Malter to rejoin his siblings and all was well. The final call to Bella on her trip was made on April 24th. Here it is now.
Hello, Maurice. We should be coming back tomorrow morning. How have you been?
Just fine. Caring for these pigs has never been easier. How was the trip?
As well as it could have been. We're all devastated with John's death.
It's hard to hear, Belle. I'm always here if you need anything.
Thank you, Maurice. Hey, my kids ask how the piggies are.
They're fine. Malter especially. He has gotten a bit bigger since you've left.
It really is nice to hear that he's been cured of the meat eating. Now we don't have to worry about him biting and hurting us.
Yeah. He does nothing but cuddle and play. Ow, he had to bite me now, huh?
Well, he's on his way to being cured, right?
Of course, just needs... Malter!
Maurice? Maurice? What's happening?
Call ends. Bella called Maurice's phone for the next 15 minutes before giving up. She convinced herself that it was some sort of prank or that his phone died. Something, just something. Unbeknownst to the Cummings family, this call would be the last time they would ever hear from Maurice again. The family returned exhausted back to their small house in Wyoming. The road trip was long and bumpy. Everyone rested on the couch for a while. Then Owen realized that the guinea pigs weren't squeaking. This was odd behavior. Guinea pigs are usually pretty loud animals when they hear that their owners are nearby. But when the children opened the door to the room where the pets were, they were hit with a horrid sight. Maurice's mutilated corpse on the ground, with the entire front half of his face and torso gored. Inside the cage, the guinea pigs were also brutalized, torn open and eviscerated. Above all the carnage was Malter, contently munching on a chunk of flesh. The scream let out by the children was compared to that of banshees. They ran, crying to Bella, sobbingly, trying to tell her of what happened in that room. She walks in and lets out her own terrified shriek. Malter was also gone, disappearing from his vantage point. The children ran out of the house while Bella called the police. The call was kept archived by the Wyoming police, but according to sources, Malter had attacked Bella while she was on the phone. Malter had attacked her jugular and clawed through her face. It is unknown how he had climbed up Bella, but reports say that he jumped 4 feet to reach her chest, and ran back into the house to see why her mother was crying out, only to be attacked as well. Owen ran inside armed with a rock, but was taken down. When police arrived, they saw the mess Malter had left. 4 corpses, with a blood-soaked Malter chewing on an eyeball. Seeing what happened when he got too close, the officers didn't take the chance. Opening fire into the pig, he was killed instantly. messy aftermath of the incident was truly a nightmare. Police had trouble explaining what had happened and the coroners had trouble examining the bodies. It seemed that Malter had learned from his initial attack on Maurice. Coroners concluded that Maurice was first struck on the cheek before a struggle occurred. When Maurice had fallen onto the floor, that's when Malter went crazy. He chewed at his eyeballs before attacking the rest of his face. The killing blow was when Malter mauled his throat. The other guinea pigs were killed when a bloodthirsty Malter raided their cage. The poor defenseless pigs were gored and mutilated. The autopsies for the Cummings family were mostly the same: eviscerated throats and mutilated faces. Had Malter gone on, he would have perfected his attacking pattern. He could have caused instantaneous death if the police officers hadn't stopped him. A devastating case that was forgotten by the sands of time. This was a really crazy case. I'm surprised it hasn't been talked about. The entire event happened in 2015, literally 8 years ago. Of course, rest in peace to the victims. No one should have had this happen to them. They were just looking for a new member of the family, yet they got this instead. So far, there hasn't been any update on the case. I mean, there's not much. It ended on a pretty closed ending. So far, the Cummings family has been very mournful, and they continue to spread awareness of this case. Stay safe and goodbye. And their cat farts so recently. And their cat farts so recently ran away. Seeing what happened when he got too close, the officers opening fire to the pig